Of a great game. A shooting game that goes beyond traditional gun games to the level of a brilliantly animated, fun-filled adventure. Turkey Shoot takes place in the future after a great gobble blight has transformed a third of the Earth's population into turkeys that have a tendency to organize for rabble-rousing. As a turkey terminator, the player is given 100 missions and 3 weapons to eliminate all the turkeys, leaving no leftovers. He can take aim with his lethal laser gun, using the position dot on the screen to hone in on his enemies with deadly accuracy. He can launch a lit grenade to annihilate all turkeys within range, or he can activate his gobble button to freeze all the turkeys for an instant, making them sitting ducks. Missions are varied and include reacting quickly to clever ploys such as turkey air raids, turkeys disguising themselves as businessmen, and turkey helicopter getaways. Every 8th round is a rapid-fire bonus wave, where the player has 15 seconds to eliminate as many criminals as possible. Three foul-ups are allowed and occur whenever any turkey, a pilot turkey, boss turkey, cyborg turkey, or thug turkey escapes, or when an innocent bystander, a businessman, shopper, or policeman is damaged. Turkey Shoot. Exciting, unique, and fun. In Mystic Marathon, the Wizards of Williams bring to the screen magical, whimsical creatures with the charm to attract players of all ages, and the cleverness to challenge skill and reflexes. The scanner displays runner position and island configuration, as the player controls the joystick and jump button to compete in a marathon that takes the runners across several mystic isles, each one with its own unique characters and features. The player must finish in the top 3 to go on to the next race. Apple-tossing trees, whirlpools, rock monsters, geysers, sharks, wizards, giant clams, meanie mushrooms all suddenly appear and use their special powers to delay the runner from his goal. If the player can collect the crystals, pearls, and golden mushrooms for bonus points, and wisely use such things such as the helping hands, caves, and holes that offer shortcuts, bridges, birds, and balloons that fly the player above the hazards, he can make good time in his race. A game that's fun and challenging for the entire family. From Williams. Bubbles, the one game with everything, including the kitchen sink. Now here's an unusual game created by Williams Electronics with its lively cartoon animation. Simple controls and increasingly challenging waves. Bubbles is a game that's fun for everyone. Novices and experts alike will enjoy the game from the very start. Everything from prowling sponges and brushes to bubble-bursting razor blades. Broom-riding cleaning ladies and menacing insects work to thwart the player's bubbles as it cleans the sink of greases, crumbs, and ants so it can grow in size and power. When all the food is eaten, a spectacular whirlpool floods the sink And if it's big enough, the bubble will go down and drain and resurface in the next sink. Bubbles overflows with excitement because it has everything, including the kitchen sink. Splat is the fun and action of a food fight without the mess. Play begins after the player chooses a character. At the top center of the screen, a food processor is busily spewing out 2 columns of fish, tomatoes, bananas, and other appropriate projectiles. Catching food in your hands keeps you loaded for action. Use your food to defend yourself against an onslaught of nasty enemies. The slob, high hitman, garbage creatures, and popcorn stalkers. Avoid them all, catch their food, and throw it back, but beware. If hit once, you lose your head. You must scramble to regain it before you can throw again. If hit twice, you are splattered and must re-enter the game. If you catch a key, you may use it to pass through a door and appear on the other side. Throw food at the nerds to get them out of your way and score bonus points. Another fun-filled action game for the entire family from Williams, the Innovator. In a faraway galaxy, there is a funky planet called Neonworld, where Speedball, the sport of sports, is played. Each planet sends their champions to compete in the arena where speed, accuracy, and cleverness are mandatory in producing a winner. Players compete with each other and are equipped with a highly sophisticated hovercraft. A trackball controls the speed and direction of the craft. A two-way joystick controls the positioning of your goalie and lip blockers. Use the joystick button to shoot the ball from your hovercraft or blocker. The object of the game is to score goals. This is accomplished by maneuvering around your opponent's blockers and goalie and shooting the ball into the goal with the hovercraft or downfield blocker. The shooting capabilities of the blockers allows for the strategy of passing to the hovercraft or downfield blockers. Passing must be well timed to avoid interceptions by your opponent. If the game ends in a tie, 20 seconds of sudden death overtime are allowed of the players. Players may select the format of the playfield, such as regulation, Stellar Kilroy's obstacle course, or Captain Slug's moving goals. Game graphics are designed to give the player a new wave and music video style funky feel. Speedball, a contest at Neonworld. Inferno, another Williams thriller. Taking to the controls as a born hero, and armed with a laser in a fight for survival against the evil worlds of the Grand Lizard. The player maneuvers his way through a hell-raising maze enjoined in an all-out battle against creatures of the Netherworld. Among the myriad creatures encountered is a Cyclop. Once the player shoots it, he can capture its blackened soul before it escapes into the Grand Lizard's mouth. With the captured soul, the player can brush the nymph, frozen in stone, and give her life. As the graceful nymph flies over the maze, she tranquilizes all enemies for the hero. For an even more unusual experience, when the player follows a soul into the Grand Lizard's mouth, he enters the bonus Inferno wave, where flames consume the maze a piece at a time. and souls with demon masks try to destroy him. The psychological enemy to be overcome is the Boom Bird. He's the ultimate baiter, hovering above, continuously dropping firebombs which forces the player to move around into possibly dangerous paths of the maze. For temporary relief from the strife when surrounded, by stepping onto a color-coded light transporter, the hero can eject himself to a light color on the opposite side of the maze into a less perilous section of the pattern. Inferno has all the lively animation and action of a Williams thriller. In the tradition of its Defender, Stargate, and Robotron 2084 games that have won acclaim by players and operators alike, Williams is proud to introduce a unique space game that puts both skill and strategy of the player to the ultimate test. In Sinistar, the player designs his own individual battle plan against the most awesome adversary ever faced. The game features intense head-to-head battle with the formidable Sinistar, who taunts the player by proclaiming in a haunting voice, "I live and run, coward, run."
I am Sinistar.
Sinistar, Cinnabombs, Warriors, Workers, Planetoids, Void Zones, and more. Sinistar thrills the adventurous player with brilliant, high-resolution graphics, tremendous depth of play, and the most exciting action in the galaxy.
Beware, I live.
Devastator, another in the Williams lineup of powerhouse games. Across dimensions of time and space, with incredible flight simulator realism, dynamic 3D feel, and spectacular surges of speed, the Devastator, the ultimate fighter ship with limitless firepower, undertakes its Earth-saving mission. Precision control with thrust and flight sticks, laser trigger, and torpedo launch button, okay, along with the energy grid visual enhancer and infinite wave play enhancer, make Devastator an action-packed powerhouse. Star Rider is a motorcycle race through strange and faraway planets that only vivid imagination and visual effects could create. Through fantasy worlds of surrealistic splendor, each with its own special surprises. It's a race against able opponents through a glorious galaxy of sound and light, shape and space. Through the fantasy worlds of Cubitania, Hexagonia, Crystallia, Stalactia, and others. Each one setting a more challenging course than the last, and each with its own special surprises. Force field beams keep the Star Rider on track as he races against his able opponents. Thunderbolt, Sidewinder, Red Hawk, and Gold Rider. each with its own characteristics. A total of 3 collisions, either with competitors or obstacles, means the end of the race. Each race starts and finishes in the Cosmodrome, an outer space stadium where the robo-official announces the player's status and race results. The game has fully operational handlebars, a motorcycle-type throttle with constantly variable speed control, turbo button, and a 2-level brake. And, for the first time ever, the incredible simulation of a rear-view mirror, providing an additional dimension and strategy of play. The player can try to catch up to and pass the racers in front of him while blocking those coming up from behind. A powerful game by Williams, the innovator. It's a blast. It's a first-person space flight simulator that takes the player on a breathtaking adventure into the 4th dimension. You begin a magical journey through the outer reaches of space, all the way to paradise, through 29 waves that get longer and more difficult as play progresses. You're caught up in space battles, firing your laser blaster against robots, androids, masterminds, cyborg ducks, saucer squadrons, bombers, vampires, space cats, and other strange and amazing anti-forces that come alive through brilliant 3D graphics. Ability to dodge and maneuver is critical as you avoid colliding with barriers that loom up on the screen. Hyperdive to catch runaway ships and rescue stranded spacemen. Charging into the electrifying E re-energizes the ship's power pack and warps you to the end of the wave. When you reach the 30th wave and paradise, you witness a heavenly spectacle, and you're awarded a video high 1 million points and 3 more ships. It's a blast.